SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, welcomes you to the round table of sports debate with the three wise guys. SoundOff begins now.
We're definitely hoping everybody stayed safe and sound as Hurricane Francine messed that up. Sorry, Francine.
Anytime it's
like
a
an old
woman,
ZZ
it
Top song.
always turns out bad when it's a woman. I'm telling you, it always, man.
Welcome back to Sound Off. Hey, we're hoping that everybody stayed safe and sound as Hurricane Francine paid a visit to our region again. Hoping everybody was prepared.
Hoping she's in and out.
Stay calm, all right? Boy, hope everybody came through that one all right here. Hey, interesting weekend of games coming up.
Yes.
McNeese, LSU, conference openers, right?
Conference opener, yes.
And the Saints, now it's big time.
Yeah.
They go to Dallas. They're underdog by 7 when they go to Cowboy Stadium. We'll slice and dice direct those games.
I would say all three of those teams will have a lot better fix on after this week.
They should. You're correct on
agree,
that,
yes.
sir.
But
All right.
you don't want to talk about that. You
Plus
wanna
a
move on.
rarity of sorts when it comes to professional sports, and we'll talk about Alvin Kamara, who says, I just want to talk about football. Didn't get the contract extension. I don't want to worry about money. That's coming. It didn't happen. I got to applaud him for that.
You can earn that, but you can earn
You
that.
want to
What
focus
is
on
the
football.
world
We'll talk
coming
about
to?
that.
You can earn that.
It was also Kamara who scored a touchdown yesterday or Sunday
Yep.
and celebrated by handing the ball to the ref.
And I like
What
this
is
move.
up
You
with
saw
that?
this? Going around just shaking everybody's hands.
Yeah,
I love
what is
it.
up with
Old
that?
school.
all excited. He's
Old
all
school.
excited.
I would
Hey,
never
one
have
guy.
thought Kamara would be
Okay.
an old school
I
guy.
know. Good
Me
point
neither.
on that
Me
one. All right.
neither. That's
All right,
Dalton
later on in the
Hilliard.
show,
Yes, it
in the
is.
fourth chair, we're
You're
going
right
to talk
about that.
NIL with McNeese State's new assistant athletic director for NIL. That'll be Keifer Ackley. He's going to join us here in the fourth
Yes.
chair. So hang around. That'll be an interesting discussion. You can't talk about college sports without
Without talking
NIL,
about NIL.
or the
It's
transfer
here.
portal
And I hate
coming
it.
up into the concert.
I
And
hate
he
it.
hates both of them.
That's going to retire.
All right, let's ring the bell with the LSU Tigers. Concern
Yes.
over depth, the latest rash of injuries, situation goes from bad to worse. Guys, especially the way this running game has looked and how they couldn't stop Colin Guggenheim from Nichols, that's two position groups that could not afford more
that-
injury.
that
The
kinda-
D-line and the running back.
Well, much more so the D-line.
Of course.
Because they were already
Iffy. Iffy.
semi-thin and not overly talented.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There,
Well,
and
you're
they lost
being
by
very
far.
diplomatic. Yeah.
Lost by far the most talented guy in there.
Kobe and Guillory. Am I
thing
saying it
that
right?
bothers
me-
Yeah.
Losing those guys, Rick, now you put a little bit of pressure on that secondary who's just trying to get the feet underneath
Zy
them.
Alexander looked good.
He
Zy
did.
Alexander looked
Very good.
And this PJ Woodland,
He did.
this PJ Woodland, he's
Yeah.
a freshman.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I told you about that
Watch
kid,
it.
man.
You did.
I told you about that kid.
The biggest improvement for LSU so far this year has been the secondary.
It has been.
Oh, yeah, I
It's
agree.
played pretty good.
Based on what they
It
did
has
last year.
played
Scooter,
yeah,
God,
I mean, it
it's-
was one of the worst ever
Yeah,
last
I mean,
year.
geez.
Okay,
But
Kevin?
I have one pet peeve.
You played cornerback, did you not,
Yes,
years
I
ago?
did. Yes, I did.
Could
Yes,
you
I
have
did.
switched to running back?
Who?
Jawan,
guy-
Jawan Johnson, is
Yeah,
it?
and
gotta-
this guy, you know, he's a true freshman.
Yeah.
But he, if you want to call athlete,
Yeah.
he played quarterback in high
In
school.
high school, we played
But
quarterback
if
in high school.
you know, you put quotes around athlete because he could play just about anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and
Okay.
now they need him to play runner. He's an interesting. It's an interesting deal. They
He
may
is.
they may end up finding some. I would be a little concerned, particularly this week, because South Carolina leads the SEC in sacks.
They got a
Now
heck of a
LSU
defense.
has not allowed a sack
have not.
this year.
They have
you want
not.
to talk about their struggling,
Right.
but you're going to have a running back in there, you know, who didn't play running back in high school.
No.
You got to figure.
You
know,
worry about
he's-
that.
Okay, where's
And
my,
he's
where's
not
my
up
man?
there.
Where's my man at? Caleb Jackson. Where's my man, Caleb Jackson? Where's Josh Williams? Why can't they get this going?
I don't know, Rick.
I mean, come on.
I don't know.
This is that behind this offensive line?
I don't know.
I cannot
And have
believe
you-
these guys
have
have
you-
fallen off the map.
Well-
I'm sorry.
They're saying Brian Kelly kind of took issue in Monday's press luncheon. Fact of the matter, they didn't try to run that much. Now, when they did,
No, they couldn't.
They couldn't.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's cause Kelly said they're stacking the box.
Yeah.
And basically what he said, he's not going to beat his head against 8-man fronts. He's going to throw. And Garrett Nussmeier's leading the country in touchdown passes. Did you know that?
Karen Lacey's leading in touchdowns.
I mean, if not for Garrett Nussmeier, this offense, this stuck in the mud. I mean, he's doing everything.
But
I got it. I'm all for the little guy. I'm all for FCS and the little guy.
I'm all for that,
this
too,
is
Rick.
LSU at home, season
game.
home opener against Nichols. I don't care how many. They can put 20 guys in the box. That O-line should open up a hole.
I agree with you.
Come on.
To a degree
honestly,
there.
Rick is right. And I mean, that's the thing that I said about Will Campbell. I was looking for this guys to be having people on roller skates, and I don't see it.
Okay,
I don't
social
see
media, it's led by Kevin Guidry, of course, blowing up on Brian Kelly. I mean, yes, it was not a great performance. They blamed it on the Vegas hangover. People are just screaming.
That didn't sound
Let
good.
Vegas
No,
go.
it didn't.
Let
No,
Vegas
it
go.
didn't.
That's
But
done.
What
guys,
happens in Vegas stays in
Stays in
Vegas.
Vegas. That's
But
done.
okay, am I wrong? It's running rampant in college football, especially in, say, the top 15 teams. They're scattered across the landscape. There are a number of teams that can't find their footing early.
Rick,
you can't tell me
look,
Oregon's that bad.
Can I
I'm
just
sorry.
say this? Scooter,
Alabama, South Florida, they're
Scooter.
up by 2 in the fourth quarter.
This is the problem, guys.
Well into the fourth
Well
quarter.
into the fourth
This is the problem. Scooter and I was at the game.
Uh-oh, we're going to X-board?
When Nichols broke for that 75, 80-yard run,
67, by the way.
this was Mr. Kelly.
Well, he's studying the field. What's your point?
Your players react off you as a coach.
Okay.
Well, did you see him jump the kicker's butt?
He did.
Yeah.
The referee confused the kid.
Yeah, and that's what
Okay.
Kelly said.
The referee
He
confused
said,
the kid.
I told him what to do, then
He'll
the
listen
ref
to me next time,
confused him. Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
The
He got
referee confused the
He
kid,
said,
man.
don't listen to the ref, listen to me.
One thing. I'm going to say this, and I want you guys to quickly chime in. Columbia, South Carolina, the Gamecocks, they lead the SEC race.
They do.
All right? They do.
Okay.
What do they have to do? They've got to run the ball. They got to run the ball. Am I right or wrong?
Let me tell you something.
LSU to win this game. We got to run the ball. Establish the run.
They need to worry about their quarterback. He's a running and throwing quarterback. We don't do well against those.
Yeah.
Okay. You've done
We
more
don't-
studying than I.
We don't do well
Yeah,
against those.
it's big.
Big. He's
Kelly
240.
compared him to the Florida quarterback a couple of years ago, and that KJ
Tony
Jefferson.
Richardson?
Yeah.
Holy
and
smokes.
KJ
Richardson, yeah.
Jefferson
All right, we got to run.
from Arkansas.
Appreciate the insight. The Max Bar and Grill awaits you for the best in casual family dining plus live sports. Hey, great service, great prices, fantastic view of the 18th green at the
Yes.
National. Steaks and burgers and seafood, salads and gumbos. It's all there for you and your friends and your family. It's called the Max in Westlake.
It is good. The Miller Lights win the big game.
You're right, Luke. Miller Lite is less filling
And tastes great.
Wait, is this a dream?
No, Luke. This is a Miller Lite commercial.
What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
They had a pipe break. Water leaked all over.
Really?
I'm a Roto-Rooter plumber.
Really?
We do water cleanup too.
Really?
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
SoundOff presented by Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana, locally owned and operated. We just had
Great
a visit
partners.
from Hurricane. Is her name, or was her name Francine?
Francine.
That's an old ZZ Top song.
Francine. Anytime you get those ladies, they always bring
Boy,
they always
Mother
tear
Nature.
up stuff.
Jeez, I hate
the
her.
guys are soft. The guys are soft, man.
The women, though.
It's the
Holy
women, man.
smokes. We're off on a tangent here. Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana.
What was
Expert
Delta?
plumbing, locally owned. They're
Oh,
entrenched
Scooter,
in the
hey, you got
area
me.
because they want to service you, and especially if you have a water cleanup problem
Yes.
after the storm, whatever. just call Roto-Rooter. Also, J&J Exterminating, protecting home and businesses across Southwest Louisiana for over 60 years. Termite pest control.
We love him.
And mosquito control. Again, Hurricane Francine, pain in the rear. When she leaves, what's going to come? Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes, Rick. You better believe
Call
it, Rick.
J&J Exterminating for mosquito control. Oh, my gosh,
Rick.
I'm off on a tangent here.
begging
All right,
for
let's get on the Cowboys. And this is a big, big game. Stephen F. Austin back in the conference after 3 years in the WAC. All right, they got to win this game. They got to win this game. They got to win this game. Micah Davey, Gary Goff, didn't want to talk about injuries.
No.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either,
I don't think Davey came back in the second half at all. Maybe it was precautionary, I hope. Okay? They weren't going to win this game.
The SEC,
Maybe he was tired.
the SEC, they have to talk about it now.
Yeah, they do.
We asked him a couple of times, and he just said, I'm not talking about injuries.
Yeah, they have to disclose.
So you got that one. You got Curtis DeVille. You got an offensive lineman nicked up, so we'll see. At home, following this game, Aggies, okay, they had some things to hang their helmet on.
That was understood.
And look, Stephen F. Austin was 3-8 last year. They're 3-8.
Well, they won their opener 77 to nothing. You remember that?
Against Sisters Marys
They
of the
scored
Poor.
70 in the first half.
Like what Scooter said, this game is going to tell you a lot about your team.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
This game is going to tell you a lot about your team.
yeah.
Like I said, I think this week we learned a lot more about McNeese, LSU, and the Saints.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm worried about LSU, guys. That's a hard place to play, man. What is the stadium? William what?
William Bryce.
Yeah.
I've been there several. You know, LSU hadn't been there in
16 years.
Yeah, 16
years.
They were supposed to.
16 years.
And then Columbia got flooded. Remember they had to move that game to Baton Rouge?
You're right, Scooter.
They even painted Carolina in the end zone.
This is why we have the mini helmets on the table, so I can get us back on track.
I'm sorry, we're just so informative today.
All right.
That's all.
Let us get off track.
He did. All right, look. Cowboys and
getting
Lumberjacks. I don't know. I should have checked before we started the cameras roll. I don't know when was the last time they played.
I don't.
It's been a while, obviously.
Yeah, it has.
So, all right, they like to throw the ball.
They do.
They got a pretty good defense. We'll see. They played North Texas pretty tough this week. Clifton McDowell should be ready to go. He'll be back.
He's got to be a factor, Rick.
Throw the slant routes early, quick. Get the ball to the playmakers.
You want to get that rhythm going. You want to get that rhythm going, man.
Rhythm
Going, man.
They got to get Janet Jackson on the loudspeakers.
I totally agree.
What is it? Rhythm Nation?
Rhythm Nation.
Get that going.
You lost me.
I did not go to the Southern game. I was out did they play? Did Nice play Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones?
I don't know.
You were there.
I was there, but I
told Heath Sawyer to play
attention.
Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones on the loudspeakers before
We're
the
going to
game.
have to go back and check, Rick.
I don't think they did.
I don't know.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Look, the defense for McNeese, great strides. If they got Micah Davey in there,
Rick, you don't have Micah Davey back. I'm sorry. It's over.
It's not over.
Whew.
It's not over.
It's over.
I don't think Stephen F. is that good.
Rick,
this
dude is your playmaker, man.
He makes all the tackles, it seems like. He's everywhere. I think this defense is holding up. I think the secondary has been playing steady. No pressure on the quarterback. I don't think, not enough. And again, I think it goes back. I keep leaning on this offense. I want them to move the chains and help the defense out.
Look, Rick,
Complimentary
this
football.
is my thing, and you didn't see that Saturday, which was well understood.
Aggies.
My thing is this. You've got to play complimentary football.
Yes.
And that's one of the
Boy,
things.
you
that
sound
McNeese-
like a coach.
Woohoo! Cha-ching. I just
Scooter.
said that. Yeah.
They just haven't been doing that. That's
I know.
all right. And we all rooting for McNeese, man. All three of us.
Would you say the Saints
root.
opener? Would you say the Saints opener was spectacular?
No.
Yes.
Not even close. No.
47-10.
No.
I don't know what it proved,
Scooter stop.
but you can't say it wasn't spectacular.
9
good.
scores,
It was good.
scoring
It was good.
possessions in a row.
And it
Foot-
could have been 10 if
Touchdowns,
they had
bam,
won it.
field goals.
The Panthers won 3 games last year.
Anyway,
So,
all right. The Dallas Cowboys.
then how often do they get beat that bad?
Okay.
Not often.
But like they said, this week will be a telling factor for
It will.
all three.
ESPN told us earlier in the week, the early line anyway, earlier in the week was Cowboys by 7. Saints are underdog by 7 points.
I want to see who's going to cover CeeDee Lamb. That's what I want.
Oh, I'm not worried about CeeDee Lamb. That's the Saints' strength. secondary. They'll cover C.D. Lamb.
Okay,
they'll cover that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's the offensive line protecting against Micah Parsons and Lawrence and the blitz.
Kill me.
That's what I'm worried about.
Killed me.
I'm not saying I'm not worried about
You're not
C.D.
worried,
Lamb.
huh?
I'm not saying I'm not worried about C.D. Lamb.
Okay, you're not
He's
worried.
in that ball game mode.
If I had my Dallas Cowboy helmet, I'd be throwing it across. Look, Dak Prescott got his record-setting $60 million contract right before last week's game. They look good against Cleveland, in Cleveland.
Yeah.
And that Cleveland defense, that's a for-real defense. So look, Dallas looks strong. They do. But the Saints look strong too.
They did.
They did.
We'll
and
see.
what do we know?
We'll see.
What do we know about Dallas? What is their MO? They can look like that one week and turn around the next week.
You're right.
Now, you'd feel better if it was a playoff game.
Exactly right. You're exactly right. But
Because
it's
they're
not.
allergic to playoffs.
How do you think Carr will react to Michael Parsons?
Well,
this is a whole new dude that's
good
coming
point.
at you. Okay? How will he react to that?
I'm hoping that Kubiak puts that big fullback back there, puts that extra tight end to help against Parsons. Because that guy's everywhere.
Rick, this dude is a machine,
stunt,
man.
Here, there, he's flying. He's got like a tape.
Fast.
He's flying over the line.
He's fast, man.
He is fast and very athletic. All right, we're up against the clock. We got
Yes, we are.
Keifer Ackley's coming up next. We'll talk
Can't wait.
NIL. Stay there.
Hey, mister, are you a roto-rooter plumber?
Guilty.
Did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Toilet overflow?
Nope.
Pipe break?
Getting warmer.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
How long can you hold your breath? Is that your real hair? What's the birds and bees? Do you know where my grandma is?
You know, I don't know.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
What's bugging you?
Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
It is good. The Miller Lights win the big game.
You're right, Luke. Miller Lite is less filling and tastes great.
Wait, is this a dream?
No, Luke. This is Miller Lite commercial.
Welcome back to Sound Off. Let's welcome in with our hearty howdy. You like
Yes.
that? Our hearty howdy?
Hardy howdy.
In the fourth chair, that would be Keifer Ackley. He
First
is the
time.
new assistant
First time here
athletic
with us.
director for NIL for McNeese State Athletics, Keifer Ackley. We
Yes.
appreciate
Thank you,
coming.
sir. Thank you,
Glad to have you.
I'm
man.
ready, I
Glad
guess.
to have you.
We
Glad to
call
have
this
you.
the
the
round
first
table.
time.
This is
Oh,
the
yeah.
crazy chamber.
It's not the Shark Tank, right?
This is my
It's not the Shark Tank.
This is my favorite part.
We don't have
of it,
enough
too.
money. We don't have enough money. All
That's
right.
my favorite
By
part.
way
it,
of
too.
introduction, give us a quick background,
Sure.
Where
Yes.
you come from, and really kind of weave in why you decided to make this move.
100%. So yeah, I'm a Sulphur boy through and through. I grew up in Sulphur. I'm a Sulphur High graduate in 2014. Both my parents are McNeese grads, and so the choice is very easy. Gonna go to McNeese. And so,
Undergraduate at McNeese.
yes.
Yes.
And awesome 4 years. I mean, I had an amazing time at McNeese. I developed as an individual, as a leader, great time. Fraternity president, intramural sports, did the whole 9 yards on campus, had a great time. So had a great time at McNeese, and then decided to go to law school. I knew with my law degree, it would be a valuable asset to have.
At LSU.
Correct, at
Yes,
LSU Law School.
Okay.
And I won class president at LSU Law, and so it was a great 3 years. And I wanted to come back home and serve the people of Southwest Louisiana. And straight out of school, I was doing hurricane claims and helping folks get back into their homes.
Wow.
And so I did the past 3 years. And so I'm very thankful for my time as a personal injury and hurricane lawyer, but time to serve McNeese.
You were working for the lead office law firm.
Correct.
And then he sort of approached you about this position. You decided to take it.
Correct.
Give us an idea of the scope and why you kind of have to be a legal expert, right?
Right. And
all these cases in state and federal court, mostly federal.
Yeah.
Basically, you're taking a job that doesn't exist
100%.
until you took it. So what is that job description?
Right, and that's a great question, and it's very multifaceted. It's the first of all is this pending house settlement case. What's collegiate athletics going to look like? Direct revenue sharing? Are we going to have the collective around? A lot of questions to be answered that nobody knows the answer to, and that's why Heath is always proactive. I love that about him. And so that's what this move is. And also working with the student athletes, building their brand, connecting local businesses with them. And that's what we want McNeese athletes to come to school here.
Yeah.
We have so many good businesses and leaders that want to help these athletes out. And not every conference, not every school can say that, especially at our level. And so McNeese has the resources, and we're going to take advantage of that.
When you look at the Ranch Collective, which is something that was actually brought into the system to help, how has that benefited sports, and how will it in the future?
Right, and I've only been on the job less than a week. But the collective plays.
You gotta have all the answers already.
I know.
Isn't it a mantra of attorneys? Never ask a question unless you know the answer.
Absolutely, every deposition, right?
Yes.
But have to have a strong relationship with the collective.
Yes.
We want the collective to do well, and that way we can, attract and retain the best talent.
Yeah.
And obviously last year proved that with our success in the athletic department, and we're going to keep growing and building on that. We think we have Heath set up as a giant that's been awoken, and then we're going to keep building on that, and that's what this move is about.
I know you're new to the job and all, but when you look at a coach like Will Wade and what he's done, how big a factor will that play into that continuing to be that way for players that he's bringing in?
Oh, it's exciting. I mean, you just feel the buzz around town, and it makes my job a lot easier when people are excited to reach out to these athletes and want to get involved with our, and not just the athletic department, the university as a whole. People are excited about McNeese again, and that's why I wanted to be part of this.
I agree.
Keifer Ackley, the new assistant AD for NIL. I'm going to say NIL operations for McNeese. 1 week on the job, new hire, new position. My brain gets in a knot with all these court cases and the like. But let's put that aside, because now a judge, you know more about this, is delaying, is asking more questions about revenue sharing, the collectives, who's paying it's billions of dollars.
Right. It is.
Billions of dollars. All right. The collective is separate from McNeese.
Right.
An interesting part of this that you mentioned at the top of your discussion is revenue sharing. And that means universities like a McNeese or an LSU or UL or Tulane actually paying the players, right?
Correct.
Yes.
How far out are we on this?
And so the settlement isn't approved yet, and the judge has given them 3 weeks to figure it out. If they can't, it'll go to trial in January.
Yeah.
And
you don't want that.
No. You leave it in the hands of
NCAA doesn't want that.
Right. And so as of now, there's a cap. There's going to be a cap in place up to $20 to $23 million. This is going to be the cap.
Right.
And so they'll be able to directly revenue share with the athletes up to that cap. And so, like we said, what does that model look like for McNeese? We don't know yet. And but that's what we're going to stay on top of and ensure we're in the best position to succeed in the future.
Okay, that's it. When all this NIL started, I think a lot of naive people thought, well, that just meant your quarterback could go to the local burger doodle and do a commercial for him and get a few free hamburgers.
Right.
Explain in layman's terms
That's not the
people what a collective is.
That's not the case.
And so a collective is where they pool money together and able to,
Who pulls money?
The collective does. And you can talk to the collective representatives. I don't work for the collective. So.
It's separate from the university.
Right.
I know it.
Right.
I know the answers. I want these people.
Okay.
So how does it work? How does the money get from there to players?
And I'd rather somebody from the Ranch Collective talk about that. I work for the university.
A lot of it's earmarked. I can explain it a little bit because I be around LSU a lot. A lot of it's earmarked.
With your hand out.
Oh, watch it.
I'm done.
Keifer Ackley, new assistant AD for McNeese in our final 30 seconds. Another part of your gig, if you will, would be, because you're an attorney, could very well be negotiating some of these deals, correct?
Yeah.
Representing the players, am I correct?
So I cannot, I'm not a sports agent, but what I can do is facilitate. Now
Facilitate.
Yes, now I can, hey, business, you want to work with so-and-so athlete, and then they work out the terms, not me. But it's always great to have my legal education.
It is.
It's an important skill to have. So
Like you said, you can't talk about college athletics, even McNeese, without bringing NIL.
Different ball game. I'm telling you, it's a whole different ball
We
game.
wish you the best of luck.
Awesome. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you for coming
you
on.
might need it. Holy smokes. Don't go to trial.
We're going to have it back.
All right, round 4 of the show. Stay right there.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
J&J Exterminating is here for you with our water damage sanitation treatments and wood protective borate treatments. There is no charge for home evaluations. Contact your local J&J Exterminating professional.
Hey, mister, did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
All right, welcome back to Sound Off, coming to you from ESPN Bet La Berge. Many thanks to Keifer Ackley, the new assistant AD at McNeese for NIL.
He's going to do good at that role.
This is complicated. Your brain gets in a knot trying to figure out NIL and the like, but they got an attorney. They're going to continue to walk through the weeds on that. You know, we brought up this fact about Alvin Kamara. He did not get a contract extension from the Saints. All right, so they put, he's got 2 more years on a $75 million deal. He didn't get it done, but I applaud him because he said, look, I'm focused on football. This offense has got him excited. I'm focused on football. He thinks they got a Super Bowl contender in New Orleans. Don't laugh.
I'm not.
So I applaud him for saying, I'm not talking about money. It's going to come in the offseason.
You know, I hate
because he looked rejuvenated. Money. And you know what? Another thing I thought interesting. He didn't say, I don't have any mystery illness. I don't have any mystery injury. Kind of like the hold-ins that we've been hearing a lot about. Yeah. Jamar Chase, the hold-in. I'm here because I don't want to be fined, but I can't play. That's all I'm saying.
Joe's going to get that worked out for him.
Holy smokes, over the weekend.
Joe's going to get that worked out for him.
They lose at home to New England.
What does that tell you?
Burrow and all that dyed hair.
Blonde hair now. What does that tell you?
And
he's got to have
Jamar Chase played.
Yeah,
he played a little bit. Nothing.
Do you think he really played great? Come on, man.
They got rid of Joe Mixon, and that was a mistake.
That was a mistake.
He's a horse down with the Texans.
I agree.
And speaking of the first weekend, that Houston-Indy game, that was one of the best games because I was in and out of that game.
Yeah.
We had some great games. Ravens-Chiefs, another 7-point spread. Kansas City wins again. And the Rams and Lions in overtime.
Oh, no, I did watch that one. That was a great game.
The
Lions are for real.
I watched the whole game.
I love
11:05.
I love that coach in the line.
I do. He's real, Scooter.
Yeah.
He's real. Look, gotta ask you, man, how did your boy do on his first debut? Tell me. Broadcasting.
Tom Brady. I thought he was good.
What?
I appreciate
it.
I thought he was good. It's a tough job.
He's not a Troy Aikman. He's not a Troy Aikman. He's not a Troy
Aikman. Aikman's been doing it for 25 years. Give Brady some time. Yeah. You saw any of it?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I thought he was good. That's a tough gig.
It is a tough gig.
He did a lot of rehearsal.
Game,
he did the Cowboys and the Browns game. I thought he was.
I was writing during that one.
Speaking of Dan Campbell, has anybody seen the new Applebee's commercial with Dan Campbell taking order and he's doing this behind the?
No,
you got to watch it.
I bet it's hilarious.
It's unbelievable. He's good.
I saw it, but I had the sound down when it came.
You got to listen. Dan Campbell in Applebee's taking an order and not wanting. It was hilarious. And Nick Saban in the rental house. You see that?
That was great.
Dude, that is good. Dude.
They're all following Peyton Manning.
You know,
on a riding lawnmower.
Like Peyton, Saban,
he's great.
A natural actor.
He's great. We're out of time. We're going to end on a happy note.
Cut the lights off. Don't leave them on.
We'll see you next time right here at SoundOff.